Hey, welcome everyone. Let's just give a few minutes to those that might be having some issues joining, but welcome. Okay, we'll be starting any second now. Just 8:02. Okay, I think we can go ahead and start. Welcome everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. We are absolutely glad and excited to have you here with us again. So after our last webinar, we realized that people still had a lot of lingering questions, and we decided, you know what, let's meet up today again and have a nice discussion. So I am your facilitator for this webinar. My name is Dr. Bioni Forma. I'm a consultant in public health. And with me here, I have two lovely ladies who are project managers of the For Girls by Women project. Dr. Titi and Chisom. So I'm going to be introducing them shortly. We're going to give you a little bit more information about the program, the contest, and then we're going to go straight to answer the frequently asked questions that we've come across. All right, so for the first panelist, we have Dr. Titi. She's a medical doctor and a senior research fellow at the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research. And she's currently getting her PhD at St. Louis University in the US. She's passionate about working with young people and sexually transmitted infections and sexual and reproductive health. And we have our second panelist, Chisom Obiezume. She's a research project manager and a doctoral candidate. She's getting her PhD at St. Louis University and specializing in the area of behavioral sciences. So she is passionate about a lot of things, but her main passion and research interests includes crowdsourcing and entrepreneurship techniques to inform the design and implementation of innovative social interventions. And most of these social interventions she has worked with have addressed complex social problems such as HIV and other sexual and reproductive health issues in various low and middle income countries. So we have two lovely ladies, very intelligent, and here to give you a lot more information that you may need. So before we go along, I would like to say if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. So today we're hoping to answer as much questions as possible to make sure everybody is on the same page and understands what they need to do going forward and to help in any way we can. And also remember that there's going to be a surprise prize, so stick around to the end because one person is going to get the chance to get a gift. So you need to stick around to the end so you can fill in your details when we request it. All right, so let's move on to our business for today. I'd like to start by introducing the For Girls and Women program and the team. First of all, we're a team of individuals, researchers, community activists, girls, women, and we're all united with a common goal to eliminate cervical cancer in Nigeria and globally. So I also to give you a little bit about the contest and the benefits of participating. So, we believe that girls and women can be empowered to end cervical cancer globally. So the idea is to, find fresh, dynamic voices and experiences from mothers and even caregivers and girls and daughters, to collaborate as a team. We are stronger together to identify ways we can promote HPV vaccination for girls and HPV screening for women. We truly believe that girls and women hold a mirror to our society, and they can challenge the conventional expectations about ways to end cervical cancer. So this is what we are hoping, and this is what we strongly believe. So by joining the For Girls and Women's project, you will have the opportunity to make an impact in your community in a positive way and in a sustainable way. You also help in solving one of the major problems in public health. Cervical cancer, both home in Nigeria and abroad, is a major problem that has been killing girls and women across the world. So you're going to be helping in solving one of these major problems. And you're going to help girls and women have access to HPV vaccination and screening services in Nigeria. We all know that there's a lot of health inequalities in Nigeria, and you have the opportunity to help and to find ways to solve this. The good thing too is they're going to connect to a large network of mentors, leaders in public health. I mean, last time we had a webinar, we got to meet our 2 mentors, wonderful ladies. Today you're going to meet 2 more, so that's exciting. And you're going to be connecting with like-minded women and daughters from your community. And of course, the last but not the least, you're going to be receiving training, building your capacity, your leadership skills, problem-solving skills, and there's going to be a lot of community engagement, research, and a whole lot more. All right, so I'm sure you're tired of hearing my voice. Let's move on to some questions we already have. Please remember putting your questions on the chat. We're going to get to answering all of them as we go on. But let's start with this common one. How do I submit my ideas? So Dr. Titi, can you give some information on that?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, wherever you're joining from. Thank you for that question. Well, to submit your idea, basically you can go through 3 methods of submission. The first would be, I would say, an online submission through WhatsApp, or through you go in person to submit your idea. So I'll start with the online submission. So when you want to submit online, you go to the website, which will be put in the chat, and you fill a Google document. And in that Google document, you can put a link to your audio file or video file that you have. So that is one way of submitting. Then the second is through WhatsApp. You have to download the form, and that would be through our site again. You can download the whole form, a Word document, fill it up. You can scan it or make it, or just submit it as a Word document to us. And once you submit it through WhatsApp, you can also, in that Word document, put a link to your audio file or video file. Or you can separately send in your audio file and video file, which we have been receiving. Some people have done videos, depending on how you want to submit your application. So it doesn't have to be a written application, but it can be a video, it can be an audio entry. So basically, you can do any one that you want to do. Then in person, you would also have to, again, download the form, fill the form, and submit it at the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research. Once you get to the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, you'll be going to the Clinical Sciences Department, where you ask for Dr. Agatha Wakmok. You submit your application to her. Now, on the WhatsApp, I forgot to mention WhatsApp. We do have a WhatsApp number, which is on our website, and it will also be put in the chat. So we have that number. And you can call us on that number. You can send in or you can just send in your application straight. So the in-person tool is there, meeting Dr. Agatha Wakmok at the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research and Clinical Sciences Department. So those are the 3 ways you can submit. But we have also been seeing hybrid submissions. So you have people submitting Google documents, and for some reason, they're unable to submit their audio file or video file through that same avenue. So what we've been saying is some people will submit their Google document, and they would send in their video or audio file to us on WhatsApp. But when you're sending it, you need to indicate that you have actually filled a Google document and you are sending this as an application with that particular Google document, so we can merge the 2 applications and know that it is one application and not 2 submissions that you are making, because each individual is allowed only 1 submission as a group. So we've been seeing that hybrid, but you need to indicate on WhatsApp if you are sending in your video and you've submitted a Google document. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. I love that there are various ways that you can get your ideas in. That makes it like quite accessible to people. But just please, can you shed a little bit of light on is there a word limit and how the ideas will be judged?
Great, thank you so much. And it's such a great pleasure being on the webinar. Really exciting. So also to add on to a little bit about how can you submit? So in the past, I mean, we've done this is about our year 5 doing this. What really makes a good idea stands out is if you're creative with it. So imagine us receiving like 1,000 entries and we're reading word and word. I'm not discouraging anyone from, putting in words and text. That's great. It helps us give us more context, but think outside the box. Like, how else can you represent your idea? So it could be PowerPoint, it could be, you can use graphics, like, any way you feel like your ideas can stand out. Like once we see it, it's like captivating and it sticks. So that's one thing I'll add to that. And in terms of judging criteria, so once we receive all the ideas, so let's say it's then, it's past the deadline. So how is it going to be judged? So we'll have a group of 6 judges. So each of them will judge all the entries that come in, and they're going to judge it on 4 main criteria. So relevance is number 1. And so what do we mean by relevance? So given our prompt, so our prompt is, or our contest question is, how would you promote HPV vaccination among girls? And how would you promote the HPV screening among their mothers? So does your idea, is it relevant to that particular question? And even digging deep, like, is it also relevant to our Nigerian context? So given our Nigerian context, is it something that would appeal to Nigerian women and, Nigerian young women and their mothers? So you don't want to propose something that is, out of this world or, cannot be implemented in the Nigerian context. So number 2 criteria is innovation. How innovative is your idea? And over the years, we often see that people misconstrue, or people confuse the concept of innovation, whereby they think they have to propose castles and rainbows. Like, that's not what we're really. Innovation can be something so simple that we might not necessarily be thinking about. So it might be something that, it could have been done elsewhere, but you're now putting it a little bit, you're bringing in something like a different flavor, a different way of doing it. But it doesn't have to be anything big. It could be something so simple, but still be able to answer the question of interest. And then number 3 is feasibility. So given that you've proposed your ideas, and we try to, so your ideas could be innovative, but is it really feasible? For example, if you propose something that needs like a big generator or transportation, like given our light issue, it's not going to work because it might be innovative, but it's not really feasible. Like our everyday person might not be able to get it in a way that might not, they might not have the available resources to get to what you're proposing. So you have to make sure what you're proposing, the resources are available and is accessible to the population of interest, which is mothers and daughters. Number 4 is equity. So what do we really mean by equity? Does the idea empower young girls and women? Like, if you do implement this, is it going to encourage people to want to vaccinate and screen? So think about those ways and, try to, as you're conceptualizing or say you're describing your ideas, just make sure it answers those context questions. Is it relevant? Is it innovative? Is it feasible? And is it equitable? So yeah, I'll end there. Thank you.
Right, that sounds really good. And I think I just had one more thing to add in terms of equity. So you have to also make sure like your ideas can touch both women in rural and urban areas. We already have issues with disparities, rural urban areas, literate people who are not literate. So it'd be nice to have ideas that are wholesome and can target everyone. So this takes me to my next question. Can I apply a loan as an individual or on behalf of a group? Chisom, do you have an answer to that?
Okay. Oh, yes, I can go. Oh, Dr. Shay, would you like to take it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. No, since you asked you, go ahead.
Wonderful. So, so the question is, can I apply as an individual or a group? So we've gotten a lot of this question, and I'm going to try and break it down as much as possible. So for example, I'll start with what is the maximum amount of people in a team. So you're allowed to have 4 people in a team. That's the minimum. And then you're allowed to have up to 6 people. And so what we want for that, so let's imagine there are 4 members on a team right now. So we want at least one mother and their daughter. And you can have 1 mom and 3 daughters, or 3 moms and 1 daughter, as long as you have a daughter representative and a mom representative on the team. That's when you qualify as a team. So 1 person out of that 4 individuals in 1 group can then submit the idea on behalf of everybody. So you don't have to, not all the 4 members in a group would submit each individual entry, if that makes sense. So 1 person, like a group leader, think of it as a group leader, can submit the ideas on behalf of the group. Like I said, 4 is the minimum number on the team, and 6 is the maximum number on the team. And it has to be 1 daughter representative and 1 mother representative.
All right. Dr. Titi, can males be a part of the team?
No. They can support the teams, but this is for females. I wish males could be part of this. Really wish males could be part of this, but in every team, you need a cheerleader, somebody that's supporting you at the background, helping you, being basically your backbone. So males can be the backbone of the teams that come and have submissions, but I'm so sorry, males cannot be part of the team.
Okay, so what happens, Dr. Titi, if my idea wins? What next for me?
So once your idea wins, then what will happen is that we'll send you an email to invite you for the Designathon event, which is taking place in March. We'll give you, ensure that we get details from you, where you stay, how you'll be coming for the event. Your transportation will be paid for. We would also ensure that we have accommodation for everybody coming for the event. We have feeding will be taken care of. And also we'll ensure that basically we communicate regularly with you and ensure that you get to the venue of the event, which will be taking place this month, the Designathon event.
Okay, thank you. That sounds really nice. Chisom, so we have this question: was my idea tackle both HPV vaccination for young girls and HPV screening for women together?
Thank you for that question. So like I said again, this is one that has come up a lot. So we think of this as we think of this as a package whereby, for example, and I'm not leading anyone to this idea, but I just want to make things as clear as possible. So imagine if you go to the clinic with your mom and she goes for screening. Like we imagine that you go to the clinic with your mom, she's screening with, you know, X, Y, and Z, let's say nurse Ngozi or something, we would expect that you would get vaccine maybe in the adolescent clinic with Nurse Bimbo. I'm just throwing things out there. So we want it to be a package, like you're going together as one unit. So hence why you need to answer both questions. So if you answer one, so if you answer HPV question and not screening, you actually automatically disqualify. It has to be a package together. So as you're thinking about the mom, you're also thinking about the daughter. It's one unit together.
Okay, no, that's interesting. Dr. Titi, based on your experience in the field, why are programs like this important now?
I think this program especially is really important because we get to hear the voices of girls, young women, and women in the community. We have services that women are not using. We have tests that women are not taking, vaccinations that girls are not receiving. Why is it they're not receiving? So we get to hear from them why they're not receiving, how we can make the services better, what they want. Basically, we're hearing from them. How do women want HPV vaccines done? How do young women want to receive vaccination? How do women want to receive screening? We did this for HIV self-testing, where we asked young people how they would like HIV self-tests done, how they would like the services. So we hear from them, and from them creating, as in they create the service, then we are sure that they will use the service. But it's not just them creating, as in the community hearing from them, but they could also make a change in policy and make a change in how things are being done in the country, and which was what we saw in HIV self-testing. And we're hoping that we will be able to see the same with HPV, where there will be more young people taking up the vaccine and more women screening in a way that is acceptable to them and in a way that they prefer. That's what they want, really. So these projects are really, really important because it brings about change in the community. And as you had rightly said before, joining us would bring about a change, working together. So I think it's really, really important. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. You know, we need to hear your voices, women and girls. Like, this is your time. It's a great opportunity for that. Chisum, can I resubmit my idea? Like, as soon as I submitted and I feel like, oh, I have like better ideas, can I resubmit?
Yes, you may. You actually can resubmit. I mean, hearing all this wonderful, so maybe by joining this webinar, you felt like you have a better understanding of what we're really asking. Then, you know, feel free to resubmit your idea. There's no limit to how many times you can submit. Although the shorter, the lesser, the better. But yes, feel free to resubmit your idea.
Okay, so when someone resubmits, should the person like title, this is a resubmission, and maybe the first one is no longer valid or something like that?
Yes, that would be helpful so that, for example, if we don't pick it up as a duplicate. So it would be nice for you to indicate that this is a new submission and it's revised from my earlier submission. So we won't pick it up as a duplicate and delete the wrong one.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. So I'd like to know, do I need to have a health background to apply?
No, we're welcoming every and anybody. Cervical cancer doesn't, how do I put it? Cervical cancer does not discriminate against, like, you know, health or non-health. Like, it affects all women. So we want everyone to come together as a community to really fight cervical cancer and eliminate it in the future. So everyone's welcome to apply.
All right.
And the more diverse your team is, the better.
You're right. All right, Dr. Titi, when is the deadline?
So for now, we have March 12th as our deadline. So you need to submit by 11:59 p.m.
Wow. Okay. You've heard that, everyone. The clock is ticking.
So we are welcoming all submissions. We want more people to submit because we want to hear from the girls, we want to hear from the young women, and we want to hear from basically all women. Submit. We are waiting for you. We'd like to hear from you.
Chisom, I just want to know that this question that keeps popping up in different forms. When you say mother-daughter team, can you explain what a mother/daughter or guardian entails?
Okay, so I think the daughter aspect might be pretty clear. So let me really focus on the mother aspect. So when we say mothers, we mean like a guardian. So a mother or guardian between the ages of 30 to 65 years. And it might not be your, biological mother. It could be someone that you trust and someone you have a relationship with or you built a relationship with. So it could be like a, when I say guardian, it could be like your auntie who's maybe your mom's sister or whatnot. So someone that you know that you can trust and you've had you've built a relationship with. So that's how we really, define a mom. Hopefully that helps someone, because we did get that question a lot. So the daughter one aspect is pretty straightforward, but mothers, as long as you can say this is your, you can say this is a lady or a woman between the ages of 30 to 65 years old that you can trust and you have a relationship with, that qualifies as your mom.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. So we're going to be moving on to the questions from the chat. So the first one is, please, can you shed more light on the requirement for forming a team, please? Dr. Titi, can you please help with that?
Yes, we need, in a team, you need to have at least minimum of 4 in a team, maximum of 6. There must be a representative of a young lady, woman, or a girl, and also a representative of somebody that is 30 to 65 years. So you need a representative of someone 9 to 26 years, and also a representative of someone that is 30 to 65 years in a team. It can't be all in one age group. It has to be from both age groups. So that's how you can form a team, and all women.
Okay, I think that clarifies that. Thank
all
you.
Females, sorry, all females.
Okay, Chisom, please, must it be a video or audio submission? Can we use PowerPoint or Word document?
Yeah, so we actually don't have specific as to if you should submit Word or PDF. So if your thing is in text, you can do either or. Like you can either be Word document or PDF. I don't think we really specified that it has to be Word document or PDF. In terms of the video, so your video or your images or however way you want to be creative with it, that can come as a supplement. So you can submit it as a supplement. If you say you want to submit only PowerPoints, that's fine as well. As long as you have, when we see the document or we see whatever you're choosing to illustrate your ideas, we can clearly understand what you're proposing. That's all we asked for. And like I said in my earlier discussion, as long as you be creative with it, we're going to be reading a lot of text and words and stuff. So any way you feel like might be captivating for the judges and would pick up your ideas quickly and it sticks, that's what we recommend.
All right. Is there a word limit?
There is a word limit. It's 500. So it has to be 500 words for the text.
All right. Okay. So Dr. Titi or Chisom, so someone wants to know, I wish to know if the HPV vaccination and screening is free.
Okay, currently in Nigeria, we have the vaccination, you have to pay to get vaccinated, and it can be a bit costly, but you have to pay for vaccination. And screening, in some organizations do free screening. In some places where they offer screening, they actually do what we call, I think, visual inspection using acetic acid. And it's usually done free of charge. and they also can do pap smear free of charge. But some places charge as much as 1,000 naira to do a pap smear in some places. But you can basically get, and in some hospitals, they charge a lot more to do a pap smear. So it depends on where one goes to, that the screening can be free or you have to pay money. But the vaccination, that for sure, I know in Nigeria, we all pay for vaccination for HPV.
Okay. All right, back to the eligibility. Another question, what if there is no mom?
If you, sorry.
Well, should I?
Okay. Okay. So as we said, we defined a mom earlier. So what we mean by mom, it can be your guardian, someone you trust and you've had a relationship prior. So you've had a past relation, you've built a relationship with them and you still do, and someone that you trust that can serve as a mother figure for you.
Okay. And so to be sure, someone is asking, did you say a minimum of 4 in a team?
Yes. We have a minimum of 4 and a maximum of 6.
Thank you for that. All right, so we have another question. Dr. Titi, can you take this? Are we meant to write about the vaccination and the screening separately, like in subheadings, but submitted as a single file?
Well, it depends on you as how you'd like to create your idea, combining the vaccination and the screening. But everything should come in as a single file. So if you have an idea that has the vaccination aspect, the screening aspect, you can merge the two together. Or I don't know if your idea is separate for each one. Well, it has to come in such a way that it works together so that you can submit it as a single idea. But that's what would be best, I believe. But if you have 2 different ideas, a separate idea for vaccination and a separate idea for screening, it might be very difficult for the judges to merge, see how those 2 ideas can come together as a service to young women and to women in the community. So I would strongly recommend that your idea you should have a way of merging the ideas together so that vaccination and screening can work hand in hand in what you're planning to do, so that it would come in as a joint idea for where you have a service or an idea that is will be available to young women, girls, as well as women. So but everything should be submitted as one document.
All right. Thank you for that. Chisom, we have one. I don't have a mom and I want to participate. How can I do it? It's just I and my sister, and we are up to 18 years.
That's a tough one. While I don't want to discourage anyone from applying, but we have a criteria whereby you have to actually submit with your mom, and like we said, a mom or a guardian. So if there's an auntie, if you have an auntie between the ages of 30 to 65 years, or a guardian, you can always submit with them.
Okay. So at least someone they trust that
exactly
in the other age group. That sounds good. All right. Dr. Titi, someone is asking, for the teams that would get their idea accepted for the physical event, does the mother in the team have to be present for the event?
Yes. We would love to have mothers at the event. We're looking forward to seeing basically mothers and their daughters working together doing this design-a-thon. So really, we really would like to see mothers at the event. And it's just for 3 days. So please come. We'd love you there.
All right, so back to this mother-daughter thing. This seems to be like our number one favorite question from our guest. So my mom is late. Can I enter another female adult to join my team?
Oh, yes, you can. You can, as long as you trust the person, and as long as that person, as we had defined who a mother is to you. So yes, you can.
Right. All right. So to both of you, someone says your FAQ on the website indicated maximum of 4 persons in a team. Why is there a change in the criteria now?
Wonderful question. We felt that to be more, because when we think about the team and when we think about what's just from past experience, we've come to realize that, you know, the more, so when we say mother and daughter is already considered a single unit. So we need to make sure that there's more than one single unit to be able to make up the team. So hence why we changed it based on past experiences as to what really, the best way to support, for quality ideas. The best way to make sure one has quality ideas is by making sure, you have enough support on your team to carry through the ideas, because it doesn't end in just you sending in your ideas. You actually have to implement it. So the mother-daughter would have to, work with us with support, with mentorship, and we'll have to implement it. So we need more than one unit to be able to implement and move on to the next phase. Hence why we changed it to 4. And we are currently in the process of updating our website, so bear with us. But as of now, it's a minimum of 4 and a maximum of 6. Hope that helps clarify things.
Yeah, I think that sounds reasonable. I mean, the more the merrier, right?
Yes. And also to add that in our past events, when folks do drop out, so imagine someone drops out, at least you still have, it serves as a buffer, at least you still have enough members on your team. Whereas if one person drops out and you're 2, that means the whole team is gone. So it also serves as a cushion as well for you, not just for us, like in case someone is not able to attend or someone drops out in the future.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. At least you have a representative all through at any point in time. Okay. So please, what should the age range for team members be, Dr. Titi?
For girls and young women, 9 to 26 years, and for women, 30 to 65 years.
Okay.
That's the age range.
Perfect. Please, Dr. Titi, can you confirm the deadline again?
March 12th by 11:59 p.m.
This year, not
this
next.
year. Thank you.
Okay. So someone says, I don't have an elder person I can trust. It's just I and my sister. I'm 19 and my sister is 21. My mom is late. How can the 2 of us participate?
Well, I think you can look for somebody you trust. And as we had defined earlier, who a mother is, look for somebody within that, age group, and somebody that would work with you in your with your idea. So look at your teachers, teacher, counselor, someone in church you trust, or in the mosque, a lady that has always been with you, an auntie, somebody that has been with you and is within that age range. And I think you can apply you can tell them about your idea and you can apply together. So, but there has to be somebody within the age of 30 to 65 years.
All right.
Yes.
All right, Chisom, someone says, if we have a reference, references in our submission, does the word count include the references?
No, it doesn't include the references. So imagine if your idea is within the 500 limit, you can always add, it's like a supplement document, an additional file. So it doesn't count towards the 500 limit.
Okay, thank God for that.
Yeah.
So for those that have written and submitted and the words we are more than 500, will it be accepted? There was no word count limit before, and the website said you can write more than one idea. I am so confused now.
Yeah, so this is where we also mentioned that you can resubmit. So you can you can resubmit your idea, and as you resubmit your idea, just ensure that you're in line with all the criteria that we're asking. So if we say 500 and it's more than 500, it's one of those things where we probably would not consider, given that there's a strict criteria. So please, if you are above the 500, we're encouraging you to resubmit. And as you resubmit, just indicate that this is a revised submission, so that we know that, this is the correct submission against the other one. Oh, yes. And thank you so much, Ekene. There is, on that format of your submission, there's a 500-word limit on the website.
All right. So I think like the next two questions are basically on the 500-word limit. Someone says, my entry is possibly more than 500, but our idea is still in the file. Will it be accepted?
Like we mentioned, please feel free to resubmit and make your ideas as concise as possible. So when I mean concise, I mean straight to the point. So in the past, we've seen people that write long essays. So they write long essays as to defining HPV, cervical cancer. We don't want any of that. Just go straight to the point and tell us how you're addressing this issue of HPV vaccination and screening. So go straight to the point. No need to define what HPV is or cervical cancer. I think some of us already have that background. So just go straight to the point and be as straightforward as possible.
Okay. Dr. Titi, someone is asking, please, for a PowerPoint presentation, does the word count follow?
I would say no, really, because it's PowerPoint, and I don't think the person can make up to. Anyway, it doesn't follow for PowerPoint presentation. It's only those that are submitting Word documents.
Yes, and just to add, not saying that you then go and put 50 slides, because you're free to submit.
That was what I was thinking about too.
I was thinking that.
Yes, but it doesn't count for PowerPoint presentation.
Yes, and just from experiences and years of doing this, a pitch deck is what we call it. Is usually, we recommend between 10 to 12 slides. Just go straight to the point as to what you're saying or what you want to propose. What is the problem? What's the solution? And how would you solve the issue of cervical cancer the issue of HPV vaccination and screening? So 10 to 12 slides would be great. That's usually the recommended slide number for pitch decks.
Absolutely.
And something catchy too. you get something really catchy, so it attracts the judges to your presentation.
Very true. I mean, I've had the opportunity of being a judge for something like this, and I can assure you, the more catchy and looking good it's easier to read. Please have mercy on some of the judges. So someone is asking, if a mother can't physically be present, will it disqualify the team?
Well, we will not disqualify the team, but we would really like the mothers there, because they really have to. But I think this, we want the mothers there. We really want the mothers there, but we will not disqualify the team. But the mother should at some point be present during the design-a-thon. So if, for example, they can be present during the beginning of the design-a-thon, they should be present when they are pitching their final idea and when the team is presenting. So they may not be there for the entire period, but they must be there at some point during the design-a-thon, I would say. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, okay. So I'm going to take this next one. Apparently, I've become an expert from hearing the both of you speak. My word count is 3,800 and I have already submitted. Can it be accepted? There was no word count limit before. No, please. Can you resubmit and cut it down to 500? It will not be accepted at this point. 3,008. Have mercy on us now, please. All right, so the next question says, the website says that the deadline is on the 5th, but you mentioned the 12th. Why is there a disparity? Chisom.
Yes, so that was actually part of our good news. That was we already mentioned it, but yes, drum roll, the deadline has been extended, so everyone can submit. You have up to March 12th to submit your idea. So given our current situation in Nigeria, we felt that it would be better if we extend the deadline to allow for more people to enter and give you all the opportunities to submit and also resubmit your ideas. So now, good news, it's now extended to March 12th.
So you guys, it has been extended. Don't be expecting another extension, thinking that it's going to be like this all the time. This is the final deadline. So getting your submissions as fast as possible. Dr. Titi, we have a question. The team change is now a tough one. My team was my mom and my sister, so we were 3. We don't have another female in the family. My extended family is not here too, sadly.
Well, I think if you have a friend, do you have a friend that's a female that can join your team? I think you can add a friend to your team and form your team. So that would be nice. And I'm sure if you ask around, there'll be 1 or 2 friends that would be willing to join your team. Thank you. Please submit. We're looking forward to seeing you there.
All right, we have addressed this. So do the girls in the team have to be related?
No, they don't have to be related. So I can have a team with 4 different individuals and none of them are related to each other.
Okay, that's good to know. Makes it gives people a lot of opportunity to spread their wings. All right, so this question goes to the both of you. Does the organization have any plans to give the vaccines for free? If not, does this include people living in rural areas?
Well, for now, I would say we are starting off, and that decision will be made sometime in the future, but within months it should be made. But definitely, we are working in the rural area, we're working in the urban area, we're working everywhere. But I know that we are working towards getting the vaccine out there so that as many young girls as possible, as many young women as possible would get vaccinated. But whether it will be free or not, we will be. Join us and then you'll find out.
And who knows, maybe someone might have a brilliant idea on how we can actually make it free. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So for the PowerPoint, Chisom, does the word count follow?
Well, we don't have any word count for PowerPoint, but like we said, we don't want 50 slides. If you give us 50 slides, that's a lot. So typically, the recommended number of slides for pitch deck is between 10 to 12. So the shorter it is and the more you're able to get straight to your points and your solution, the better it will be. So please don't give us your solution in 50 slides.
Some people are planning that.
Yeah.
All right. So someone is asking, please, apart from educating or sensitizing women on HPV vaccination and screening, please, is the For Girls and Women team in any way going to help in supplying the vaccine and kits for screening to our society? If yes, how is it going to be in the area of costs?
Well, as we had said earlier on, we are doing this designathon because we want to get ideas from you. Basically, how can we make it available? How can we make it free? How can we make it, basically that's, so we want you to apply. If you want it free, apply and tell us how we can make it free, how we can make it available to young women and girls and women in the community. So I cannot categorically say it's going to be free because I haven't seen the ideas. So seeing the ideas will make us say, okay, yes, we can make it free. If we do it this way, we do it that way. So apply. We want to hear from you.
Yes, now I'm thinking about it. That question sounded like a trick question. So I was looking for a spoon. Okay, just a little break. I would just like to let everybody know the survey link for you to be able to participate in our surprise raffle draw gifts is open now, is on the chat. So go into the chat and fill it out. So while we go on, someone is asking, are we to submit the pitch deck and the essay? Chisom.
Yeah, so like we said, we don't have any strict criteria as to what you should submit. This is like a creativity contest. So however way you decide to submit your ideas and make it more understandable for us, so that that's up to you. But as far as word limits, we do have a 500 word limit. So if you decide to submit other creative things along with your text, that's it's up to you. So we're not really saying submit pitch deck and essay, so it's up to you. We're not really going to tell you exactly how you should submit and what your idea should look like.
This is like a good opportunity. You can do anything, like it's so brilliant, anything at all, so that's what's exciting about it. Someone says, but you said we can write more than one idea, but only one will be chosen. How can we write 2 or more ideas in 500 words?
It's possible. I don't have an answer for this one, but all I can say is possible. And and like I said, we've done this over and over the years. We've done it not only in Nigeria, but in other countries. So we believe that you can get your idea. Whichever one you believe and you feel like you want to bring forward can be done within 500 words.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So we've successfully gone through all the questions we have so far in the chat. So please, if you have any more questions at all, kindly put them in the chat because we still have 9 minutes to go. We're expecting more questions. Please ask. We're here to answer. And fill out the survey if you're interested in winning our surprise gift too. You might just be the lucky one. All right, so meanwhile, do you ladies have any extra tips or anything you want to say to people? Oh, we have one. If someone wants to use a video, what's the duration of the video? Please, not season 1 and season 2.
Well, I think that if you want to use a video, you can use a video. We've had plays in the past, even, school plays, demonstrations done, sent to us. But I think you have to be thinking of how long is this video? Can this video attach to the WhatsApp? If I'm sending it by WhatsApp, will it, or if you are sending it via Google online and you are using a link, then you can. You can send a video, really. But if you are attaching it on WhatsApp, you need to think of how long the video is and whether it would attach on WhatsApp. But if you're using a Google document, I think you can have a long video if you want.
Titi, you said long video.
No, if you want a link, they will put a link there. So we will follow the link. But I think having a concise idea, in the past, we've had videos, and the videos are usually sometimes 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I haven't seen a video up to 5 minutes, but usually the videos are really short and they're straight to the point. So the judges get to see what you're talking about, how you're going to solve the problem. And some of those videos could be funny videos, but really it really gives you a good, they're usually short, not long. Thank you. I don't know if Chisom has anything to add to that.
Yes, no, I certainly agree. And one tip that just came to my mind, I would stay away as much as possible from TikTok videos for regulatory reasons. So not everywhere TikTok is allowed. I know there's a bit of a regulatory thing across the country and even globally. So I would stay as much as possible. I'll stay away as much as possible from TikTok videos. That's one tip I'll leave you all with. for videos.
All right, we have more questions. So someone is asking, for screening, will the women who tested positive be given free treatments?
Well, now that's all up to you. Yes, screening women, once a woman turns positive, yes, you have to treat the woman. But your idea you have to put this in your idea. How are you going to, you do the screening, you treat the woman. How is this going to, how does this come into forming your idea? So yes, we agree. Anybody that tests positive needs to be treated, but you need to put this in your idea when you submit it.
All right. So Chisom, someone is asking, please, must the guardian/mother figure be married with children?
No, they don't have to be married with children. So imagine if your auntie, sorry, there's feedback. 1 second. Okay, wonderful. So imagine if your aunt, you have an aunt between the ages of 30 to 65, and she might not have her own child yet. So that's still fine. She doesn't have to have a child or female child or male child yet. So as long as she's between that age criteria and it's someone that you can trust and it's someone you've built a relationship with over the years, that's all we're asking for.
All right. All right, so I'll head on to the next one. Good day, I'm Benita. Hi, Benita. Glad to have you here. I've been trying to join, but due to some network issues, it wasn't possible. Is it possible to briefly run through some important things said? I will really appreciate that.
Given time, so we have 4 more minutes. I will recommend this video is recorded, so it's going to be available to you all on our website, on our YouTube channel. We're going to post the link, as well as we'll make this as accessible as possible. But one major tip that was brought up is that I would like to also share with you all is, as you also create your ideas, don't only keep in mind women who have social media, or women who are in urban areas. So for example, women who are in Lagos. Think about women who are in the north, like deep north, or in the east or the southeast and west, or wherever they are. Think of women in rural areas with just a Nokia 3310. Like, it doesn't have to be smartphone. Imagine if they don't have network and internet network, or if they don't have smartphones, or if they are not in the city area. So also consider those kind of women. Over the years, great ideas that we've seen are those who actually tackle both rural and urban. So what we mean by rural and urban is urban meaning city, and rural meaning like our villages. So great ideas really would tackle, okay, so how about, because the judges will ask you, can this idea also apply to women in the rural area, in the village areas and so on? And if you're not able to answer that, if it cannot be applied to all women and you're only, focused on women with phone, then, it's going to be a little bit tough. So think about those things as you create your ideas.
All right, let's try and do like some quick answers now. So the question is, my team, which consists of girls and women, will they all on that day be called upon to defend their findings? If not, what is the need of having the team present on that day?
Yes, on that day, everybody will be invited for the designathon. You would work together to present your findings together because you are all a team.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
all right.
I agree. And the way the designathon works is, so it's going to be from a Friday, so Friday to Sunday. And you're going to be working together in teams. So think of teams of like 13 teams working in a room. And you're going to be having support from people like mentors, research experts, people who have been doing this work and can really help you to build your ideas. So right this phase where we're going to, like, these ideas that you're submitting to us is us, okay, and determining if your ideas can actually, if it has potential. And if we see that it has potential, then you come into the designathon to then build it out. And we'll tell you exactly, what we're looking for. And you work with the mentors and teachers and, I call them teachers, but mentors and speakers and industry experts to help you build your ideas even further. And then the last day, you would have 5 minutes to pitch your ideas to the judges. So you would pitch your team members would pitch their ideas as a unit. And there's also a criteria on that day during the designathon for team building. So you have to pitch your ideas as a team.
All right. So there's one more question. I know like we are at 8. Can 2 or more separate submissions be made by the same team?
No. It's only 1 submission per team. If we see 2 submissions per team in a team, it could lead to disqualification if there are 2 ideas, and because we don't know which one you really want to submit. So we would strongly recommend just submit 1 idea for 1 team.
All right. So thank you so much, ladies. One last thing, when will the announcement be made so people can know if they won? So
we will reach out to, I believe we'll announce it on all our social platform, and we'll also reach out to you via call, text message, and email. So we'll announce the winner on our social.
All right. Thank you so much. It's been lovely. Wow, 1 hour went by really fast. Amazing. So thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Dr. Titi. Thank you, Chisom. We had a great time. And this has come to the end. Have a lovely day. We're looking forward to your ideas.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank
Best
you.
of luck.
All the best.